Looking at that group, you wouldn't be able to tell the right one to take. Holy.
You gotta go all the way over there? Or no, you just have to go to there.
Yeah. Still a lot. Paladin. A lances and E axis for some reason. E swords, sure. This nerd.
You can get a pole axe.
Oh god. Give it a minute for this to catch up. To catch up. Good. Oh hey, a bull horse. Don't
I
see
have a
that
bow
every day.
horse. Nope.
I guess that would be the main anything. God, I keep forgetting I have $70,000. Privates, it's the army.
Listen, everyone, I have a new outfit. I changed in the middle of combat. Don't worry about it. I've only emotionally scarred about 3 people.
One of them was missing. Or she's fine now.
She seems to be going through an emo stage at the moment, but she'll get over it.
It must hurt being this cool.
Man, the blue berserker outfit looks so cool.
Nice. Got the right color.
I'm gonna be sad if he changes to a lord. If he actually does, or if they fixed it so he doesn't become a 3-tier unit.
Who knows? Find out when we get there.
Yep. We've got what, probably at least 45 minutes at most, or at least before we get there.
At the pace I'm going, yeah, somewhere around there. We'll just sneak over here.
You can't catch me when I'm flying. It's the next part that's really long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like these first 2 parts are just like, oh, it's not too big, not too bad. But the next part is just, why? Why did they make this area so long? Yes, give me all of the experience.
God, these guys are just villains. Like 3 damage.
All of your mistakes turn you into fuel for my anger and edginess. Oh wait, that's not missed.
He could have hit fucking Oscar there and did 10 damage. Hit Birdman before.
It's because Birdman can't attack back.
That's a stupid AI quirk.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're all inherently racist.
Fuck you, bird person.
Because then at that point, it's character development.
Character development for who?
The bad guys. Which means you're the good guys because you defeat racism.
Top of the spot that nobody ever bothered.
You know, I'm kind of curious if anybody's tried doing any modding for this game. I mean, beyond the randomization.
I was gonna say, I think we already did it. God, his hitting me was a 50-50.
No, and what I mean is, like on the levels of some of those
GBA
challenge
stuff.
maps that people have made for the GBA games. The skill things that people added into that one version of... Was it Sacred Swords that they added it into?
Yeah. Mind game, yes.
Yes, it was definitely one of those Sacred Sword games. Binding Blade and the other one.
Blazing Blade.
Yeah, something like that.
It was only called Blazing Blade outside of the States. And Europe. Maybe it was called Blazing Blade in Europe, I don't know. Oh well.
Now Reese
Reese.
has become even stronger.
Paladini.
So are arrows more accurate than swords?
No. Arrows and bows and lances share the same accuracy. And stats.
Hey, his skill went up.
A lot of moves. Yeah, I'll just use swords. Class Paladin. You know, I will say I miss that. I like being able to choose a secondary weapon, Paladin.
Yeah.
And like, if other classes can do that, it's also nice.
Is there another game series that does that? Or a game in the series that does that? Yeah, another game in the series that does that?
No, and 3 houses is the closest you get because you can have whatever the fuck you whatever the fuck.
I wonder if they're in the next Fire Emblem game, if they're gonna continue using a similar type of system.
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, you're probably right. It won't. I mean, I like the system where it's like you can just have anybody use whatever, but I am not a big fan of actually running around the school and that stuff. I think that's one of the reasons why I was burning out.
The first time, I think, is what it is. It's not that it's bad, it's just not good after the first time.
So hungry, must consume enemy flesh.
And this guy, who was a bird.
Not cannibalism if she eats them.
I don't think you understand what cannibalism is. Is it like, who's eat people?
I mean, they could.
Do they? Not if they could or not.
I don't think it is explicitly addressed in the lore.
Hey,
nice!
fucking sick. He spins the axe and then jumps.
Oh, that is an amazing crit animation.
Oh, that's great. Oh, fucking sick. Spin that fucking axe and then murder the hell out of him.
That was some good stuff. A solid 9.5 out of 10 crit animation.
Alright, Paragon. I was like, why did she get so much experience?
Because everybody has Paragon these days.
A lot of Paragon at the moment.
I think she's the only non-Laguz unit that has it, though.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
Fucking sick, too. Holy shit. That was a sick ass crit. Fucking backflip and stab. That's like the fuck you crit from the Swordmaster in 11.
I still have to say the, oh, jeez.
What was the skill?
Yeah. That was Deadeye, I think.
I think. Yeah.
Doubles hit chance.
And it puts... as if, you know, keeping them away wasn't bad enough.
Mm-hmm. But I want to say the Swordmaster crit in the GBA games is probably one of my favorite. Especially if you're playing it at... or where the frames have been jumped to 60. Because then you can see all of it. And it's so cool.
I only say the 1 in 11 is probably one of my favorites. 11 has a lot of good animations in it, as well as like it animates great animations for doubles.
Mm-hmm.
So if my first attack crits, it's one animation. But if I'm hitting you twice in a row, my second attack crits, different animation than the first one.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, I do remember that.
I'd say Swordmaster in that game is because Swordmaster normally just dashes and slices, but for the crit, they just do a fucking front flip and stab you.
Yeah. I feel like Awakening's crits were kind of bland.
Very tame, but I think also because they just didn't want to do...
I think they're also dealing with a newer engine.
Just the first time dealing with a new engine as well, so sure, why not? It was the first time dealing with a new engine as well as them not wanting to try anything fancy.
Mm-hmm. Because at that point, well, they were also potentially going to just end this game series right there. Yeah. And so I don't think they was like, look, we're not going to waste, or we don't want to put that extra risk into the game. I mean, sure, they put all these things into the game to reference all the other stuff to please the fans. It was like, look, this is effectively our last hurrah. But at the same time, they didn't want to put too much money into it to the point they, if it didn't sell well, they went under.
Couldn't make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So funny thing is, Awakening actually originally sold better in the States than it did in Japan.
Oh, there's a crit.
That one's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But then again, he is also just throwing a weapon. Imagine if he had Aether. He's just like... and then he crit on both of them with the Aether, just like... I don't know. I think that would be hilarious to try to animate something like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I would just go with him doing like the whole Beyblade thing that he does at the beginning of his crit animation, and just have it hit the enemy a bunch of times, and then he jumps up in the air and throws his axe down. That's what I think would be a cool animation. I give that animation a solid. That, in my personal opinion, would be a solid 10 crit animation. I mean, it's not quite on the same level as, say, Jade in general as a waifu, but it at least hits that 10 point. Jade.
Oh.
High quality 11 out of 10, right there. Dragon Quest XI was such a good game.
Hell yeah, it is.
Well, it's like, and then trying to play Trials of Mana, like the demo that came out, it wasn't as good. Everything just lacked the same level of polish that 11 had.
I was gonna remember you're playing 11 a year and a half after it came out originally.
I mean, sure. But it's the level of polish that was even in the base game of when 11 came out. Because as far as I'm aware, it didn't have any big problems, did it?
No, not that I know of.
But it was just so... everything is highly polished, all the animations look very clean. As far as I'm aware, there's not a lot of clipping. Model clipping, which is one of the big things that I had problems with in the demo, is like there's just so much, like the weapons are clipping horribly through things. I don't know, it doesn't look good. And I was... Oh, and then...
Disappointed.
Yeah, it's just all the hype that people... Oh, nice.
Yep,
but all the hype that people's like, oh yeah, the Mana series is so good, and blah 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 blah.
It is. It's just that I didn't think it would have translated to 3D well, and I think that showed with...
Yeah, with this one and
Mana's remake. And I'm sure they started work on this one before Secret of Mana's remake hit the shelves.
But it's like the characters don't have any, or don't really have much of a like weight to them when they're running around. It's like everything just feels sort of floaty. Also, I hate the run button. Run button is clicking in the stick.
Oh, that's for and shootables. You shouldn't do that outside of shooters.
It's like, this is awful. I hate this. And whoever decided this made a horrible, horrible mistake. Especially because, as far as I'm aware, several of these other buttons aren't being used.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't get to the point where I could recruit any companions before I just stopped because the game was causing me pain. I may
not
go...
a bad game. I think it's just like it lacks.
Well, again, this is the
and a lot of things that like they could have done to fix it.
This is the demo for the remake of 3, and so I'm just like, it's... In my personal opinion, the remake is not worth your time and the $50 you have to spend for it.
Yeah,
Would I recommend people play the Collection of Mana thing that's on the Switch? I don't know. I haven't actually played through any of the games, but as far as everyone else has told me, that is the way to play it. I will probably end up getting it. Did it release physically? The Collection of Mana?
I think it can only be released physically.
That's unfortunate.
You're welcome to check, but I think it was only Japan that released it physically.
Because if I can get it physically and get it at Walmart, save $10 right there.
Oh, they do get these actors. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it did come out physically here in the States, but
Oh, it did go in the States. Okay. What's wrong with it? They're out of stock.
yeah, it doesn't look like anybody has it in stock. And right now on Amazon, they're selling it for $34 used.
All right then.
Which is $5 less than what it is new on the Square Enix store. So, there's that. Goddamn Kotaku and their clickbait titles. Collection of Mana is 3 amazing games with not enough ... I need to know what the rest of that is. I want to click on it. I mean, sure, I got ad block, so fuck Kotaku. But that guy made a horrible mistake.
I attacked him.
Well, yes, he still made a horrible mistake. He decided to join this excursion.
Can't beat the shit out of you without getting closer.
You know what I think would be an interesting thing to do with a Fire Emblem game? Give some sort of, like, show a sort of negative feedback from, like, civilians of just, like, all of the people that you kill in this war. Like, I mean, you kill a bunch of, like, faceless people, but if you think about it, if this was in, like, a normal real world, they had families.
Yeah.
And imagine if you just, at the very least, if you had some, like, side story stuff that dealt with that, I think would be kind of an interesting thing to do with story. I don't know if it'd be a good idea. Probably wouldn't be a good idea, actually.
I feel at that point it would start being more into social commentary, which I don't think would be good for Fire Emblem.
Yeah. I mean, when Fire Emblem is generally considered a eugenics simulator.
I don't think it's considered that, but
I guess just Awakening and Fates are eugenics, or medieval eugenics simulators. Oh, I guess also, Holy Wars? Or Records of Holy War?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I keep wanting to call it Records of Lodos War, but that's just an anime.
It's the genealogy of a holy war.
Yeah. I also need to get around to watching Records of Lodos War. I started it at one point in time, but at that point in time, I don't think anime that was like that reading the description and watching the first episode confirmed my suspicions that it sounded like a terrible Dungeons and Dragons campaign turned into an anime, and I was like, this is both an amazing and awful thing that I am watching.
Oh man, he hit.
Huh, GameStop is selling it for $24.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
$24 new, in fact, actually.
Good sale.
Biggest issue is, recently GameStop has been doing some less than reputable things.
Yeah, it's very questionable and things.
Like with the whole fiasco that is currently happening.
We are retail.
Yeah. Instantly dating this video. They've effectively...
For this live stream, we're instantly dating the video.
Well, yeah, we're dating this live stream. We're dating the video for when we get around to posting it on the YouTubes. Not that anybody will probably be watching this in the next 10 days.
I have to think about it.
I mean, really, I've looked at the analytics. Other than any of the Pokemon stuff that we've put on to YouTube, nothing really seems to get views. I mean,
Okay.
after the first 10 to 15 days, unless I'm watching it. I'm still confused why Paladin gets 2 magic.
X.
Excellent. Does Walmart have it? That is an important question. Actually, does Best Buy have it? Is Best Buy even open around here? That's the big question.
Not this late.
Well, of course it's not open this late. But, I don't remember whether or not anything's actually been forced to close in my area.
It's whatever the hell the governor says at this point. Of whatever state you might be in.
Mm-hmm. Because if I can just walk into Best Buy tomorrow and get this for $15 less than normal, I'm okay with that. Also, I'm not in Joplin. I don't know why it keeps saying that I'm in Joplin. I don't even know where Joplin... oh, it's in Missouri. Why does it say that I'm in Missouri?